All right, chemistry, let's take a look at our preparation problems for Chapter 4, Section 2. We're starting off with define the following. Main energy levels. Well, main energy level, they are quantized levels of increasing energy. That means level 2 has more energy than level 1, level 3 has more energy than level 2, and on and on and on. The main energy level is specified by the quantum number n, aka the principal quantum number, at which atomic orbitals can exist. And here we're referring to this idea that was originally put forth by Louis de Broglie, stating that electrons should be treated as waves confined to a space around the nucleus. And that's such an important phrase because when you confine a wave to a space, only specific wavelengths can complete in that distance, right? When anything is engaged in an orbit, like a revolution around a central object, as they complete a revolution, they travel a specific distance. Okay, as the object becomes further from that central object, the distance that they travel becomes longer. As they become closer to that central object, the distance that they travel becomes shorter. And so what we find here, if we consider the electron a wave, okay, it's going to have certain wavelengths. Okay, certain wavelengths. Now the thing about a wavelength is, at the very least, a half wavelength must be completed. Okay, you don't have to complete a full wavelength, but at the very least, a half wavelength. If you cannot complete at least a half wavelength, you by definition cannot inhabit that distance from the nucleus, and you either have to move further away from the nucleus, right, to get to a higher, a larger distance, therefore a higher n value, or you need to move closer to the nucleus, making your revolutionary distance shorter, so you don't have to complete an extra half wavelength, but again, you still have to complete that half wavelength. Define the following. B, quantum numbers. Quantum numbers are numbers used to specify, I'm going to list 4 things here because there are 4 quantum numbers. Specify the energy, the spatial orientation, the shape, and the spin of electrons in these orbitals. So there are 4 different quantum numbers represented by N, L, M, and S. All right, so 4 different quantum numbers describing 4 different properties of electrons.